All right, this is the model of my submission for the AFOL building program design contest through Bricklink, where they wanted you to submit your model through their Studio 2.0 program for the 60th anniversary of LEGO. And what I have built for this contest is it's a jet fighter. I call it the VA-4 Peregrine, and it turns into a robot. And so I'm going to show you that here. Talk about some of the features and things. So it has an opening cockpit. The tail fins can fold down. There's an anti-aircraft gun for shooting people behind you. There are landing gear. 1, 2, 3, 4 landing gear. And you can fold them up like that so that you could fly. This piece here on the bottom is a big gun. And it also has 2 big laser cannons on the bottom as well. And so we're going to walk through the transformation here. So one of the first things we're going to do is take the gun off. We don't need it, it's just pegged onto those 2 little studs on the first 2 bumps that on the bottom of the gun pod there. So we're going to take that off. We're going to fold the tail fins in, and these little covers for the intakes up at the front here, those are going to fold back like that. Then we're going to lift up the wings. You can just untab it from the wing there. It connects to those 6 points there onto the bottom of the wing. And we're going to do the same thing with the other wing. So we're going to lift both of those up. And then we're going to rotate these sections on this ball joint here. This whole section can come forward and up like that. That's going to be one of the arms. This is going to be the other arm, so we're going to lift those up. And then from the bottom here, these 2 pieces are going to, the landing gear is going to fold out of the way to make room for everything else when it needs to get to transform. Then we're going to take these 2 sections on the back, and we're going to move those as well out of the way. So it's tucked up underneath the very corner of this black piece back here. And it's on a couple of ball joints. So if we just pull it downward, it'll move down, and then we can start twisting it out of the way. It also rests on the top of that little ledge there, so you can just pull that back, and then that'll rotate around like that. So we're going to need those the other way around, out of the way as well for the rest of the transformation. And then we're going to, on the top here, this black piece and this white piece are what are holding the waist in place and the nose cone in place. So we're going to pull that up and disconnect that, and then that's going to let us continue on with what we're doing. So we're going to pull this piece down. These 2 pieces are going to come down, and this will stay here. So that separates that right there. It's just got one little stud into the center of a Technic brick in there that holds that in place, but can still be easily removed. And then we're going to lift that piece up and backward. This these two pieces are connected with a couple of little robot arm bits in there, and that provides a little hinge for them. So that'll move back and give us more room along the top now that there's further back there. And this will also let us get to the back of the waist here. So we're going to rotate the waist right there on, here's these outward pair of clicking joints there. It rotates and twists along that. And then we can fold the legs all the way out now. So we're going to rotate the upper leg all the way around 180 degrees. And then we can do the same thing on the other side. Then we can fold down the leg pieces like that. There's two little flaps on the engines here, two on each leg, so that's going to fold down like that. That's folding down like that. So the same thing on the other one. And we've got the landing gear tucked up and the tail is folded in. And then these are the engine nozzles, and these are going to become the feet. We're going to rotate these two pieces here. This one is going to move 3 clicks upward, and this one click backward. And that will make the foot. And then this will be an ankle joint in the robot mode, so you can twist and rotate a little bit and move up and down to give a little bit of ankle movement. So again, we need to do the same thing on the other side. We're going to twist it around that way. We're going to lift up the toe 3 clicks, the heel 1 click, and that's going to be our legs in robot mode. I bumped off the top of one of these, so it just attaches on just along the top of there. That flat piece is right behind the tip of the slant there. So we're going to put that there, and then we can just deal with these and get these flipped around. Let's do it that way. We're going to need this section here pointing with the little ball joint downward. So we have to rotate it the other around the top to get that there. And then we want these facing that way like that. So I can twist the front gear bits there and then twist it all around like that. There's a lot of flexibility in those two ball joints, so you can get a lot of movement out of that. So it makes it fairly easy to do that. We want the landing gear to be on the back side of the robot when we transform it. So we can tuck that through now, which is why there's that sideways hinge. There's also going to be more room as we get around to shifting the other stuff down. So there's plenty of room for that. We can just leave them right there where they are even. There's two clicky joints, the upper one and this bottom one. Right now, to continue on, we're going to click these bottom ones forward, 1 click forward from 90 degrees. So the body is going to be vertical right now, and the bottom piece clicks upward 22.5 degrees inward. And then we're going to bring the nose cone all the way down. It's got a hinge in it as well, so we're going to bend up the tip of the nose cone, and it's going to sit on the bottom of that. The bottom of the nose cone, these 4 spots here are going to tab on to those 4 bumps there. And so they're both angled inward a bit. And so that'll lock that in place and hold there. Now, with the arms and everything, there's a hinge down here is where there's a pin hinge in here. It's going to rotate and come forward like that. And as we do that, there's also these 2 gray pieces. These pieces here, these click joints. These will push down and lock onto the back of the cockpit and snap in place there into the back of the cockpit section. And when it does, this piece then can't rotate back anymore and locks everything in place in robot mode. So that snaps everything in place, and between that and the connection at the waist, the 2 pieces hold solid. From the back, we can lift this piece up, and we want it up up as high, kind of as level as it'll go. So there's the 2 robot arms here that act as hinges for this little back piece. So that's going to go up like that to give room for the wings. We're going to bring them around in a minute. Then you can straighten out the landing gear and fold them down like that and tuck them out of the way so they're out of sight. And then the wings, we're going to bring them down on this hinge like we had before, but we also have a rotational hinge that goes this way. So it'll come down and rotate all the way around 90 degrees and lay flat like that. So again, the other side, we're going to lift the wing out, rotate it to the back of the robot, and then fold the wing down. They're also held in place. This back piece here, as we pull it down, it's going to come down and sit kind of at a slight angle at the top piece there. And then we're going to fold that down. And if you want to get it as flat as possible, you can fold that little laser down, but it doesn't matter with that. You can do with it whatever you want. These are going to keep the wings in place and keep everything from wobbling. We can lift up these 2 little fins on the side if you would like. I think it looks nicer that way with them up. And then all that we have mostly left is the arms. So we rotate the whole arms on that ball joint at the shoulder. And then there's a swivel hinge right here and a ball joint underneath here in the elbow. So we're going to pull that down. And we're going to want to rotate it backward first, twist it so that this end is away from you, and then rotate at the elbow to bring the arm forward, but keep these sloped down toward the bottom. So this is the point of the elbow armor, and it will go that way. This little flap here on the shoulder pad can just get tucked up as far as it'll go. And then we have the hand. You can pull it outward The pieces I used on this version for the mock-up are a little different than the ones on the final version, and it should make this easier. Sometimes there's a, as you pull it out, sometimes the wrong side will slide, but I think the new one will have an easier time doing that. So you can pull the hand out, and so this is the hand. We've got a thumb and 3 fingers and a swivel for the wrist joint. So we're just going to do, and then we've got to do the same thing with the other side. So we can pull that down. We're going to knock the fingers off. Oh, good. Put that back on. So we rotate the elbow the right direction, then we can pull down on the hand, and it will pull out like that. And then we can open the fingers. And then there's these on his head here. This would be its optic sensor. It can lift up and down. And there's a, you can also twist it side to side because there's a T-joint under there. And then these are supposed to be little lasers too on the head. And you can lift those up to aim and shoot at things like that. And then when they're not being used, they normally would rotate up out of the way. Sometimes it comes off. So that would be the way that I would do the head. Then we've got a gun here. This end has the handle. We're just going to pull it down and unfold it like that. It tabs in with one stud onto the bottom of that there. So we can just pull it down. Now there's a handle. And then to put it onto the hand, we need to open the fingers up just a little more than that. And we need to lift the thumb up about like that. And then the 2 bumps on the back of the gun handle are going to go into those 2 holes there. And the thumb is going to go up inside the center of the gun, in behind the handle. So it's going to tuck in like that. And then we can push backward and put the handle into the palm of the hand. And then take 2 of your fingers and close it up like that so that he's now got it wrapped around the handle of the gun. Usually it stays on. It came off because I didn't have the hand pulled out all the way. So you can see there you go, he's got a gun to hold and shoot any aliens that are going to come and attack his planet. So there we have it. That's now completed in his robot mode. And so that's how that is done. So I thank you for this opportunity. And if you have any questions, just let me know.